Hello everyone, and thank you guys for tuning back to another video. As always, if you enjoyed the content, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. As you can tell, we're actually down since last time that I made a video, and last time I made a video, it was actually a while ago because I'm still kind of behind on videos. But to kind of fill you guys in on what happened last week without explaining all the trades, because I'm going to get to them in separate videos. I actually started school again, so that kind of has taken away some time that I can afford to be able to monitor the charts. And so, in conclusion, that has kind of led me to, I don't want to say make bad trades, but kind of not be able to get out at the right time. And so we actually ended the week off down $490, but this week, so just today and basically going into Friday close, we were able to make around $200. So from that, I don't know why it says 674, but we were basically down, like I said, 490, and now we're down less than $200. So we made up more than half of the loss, but I'm still kind of looking to make back that money, which I think will happen hopefully within this week. I'm only down around $176, so that's something I think that I can definitely do. But going back into the trades that I'm going to explain today, these trades were trades that I took 2 weeks ago, or no, a week and a half ago. And like I said, the reason I'm kind of behind on videos is because I don't have as much time to trade and make videos because of school. But the trades that I'm going to be explaining in this video are on Apple and Tesla. I'll start off by explaining the Apple trade. And what I ended up doing on Apple was buying or actually selling a put credit spread, and I entered the put credit spread at 0.20. And so I bought 13 contracts and got a total premium of 260. And the option that I ended up selling was a 195 put. So basically what that means is that I believe that the price of Apple was going to stay above 195. And I actually ended up swing trading this one, and so I ended up closing that following day on August 28th at $156, and so that netted me a total of $104 win, which was a pretty easy swing trade. I think it was around 1 or 2 days till expiration, so that's why it was able to decrease in value so quick, and that allowed me to make a pretty decent profit in a small amount of time. But I'll get more into kind of explaining why I took that trade when I get into the TD Ameritrade chart. But the next trade that I ended up taking was on TSLA, which is Tesla. And on this one, I ended up, if I remember correctly, yes, it was a call credit spread. And so I entered this call credit spread on August 29th, and I exited the same day. It was actually a day trade, and we entered it at 0.26 per contract, and we bought a total of 13 contracts, so I received a premium of $338. And on what I did on this credit spread was I sold the 227.5 calls. So basically what that means is that I believe that the price of Tesla was going to be below $227.5. And so let me go back to that a little bit. We bought the contracts at 10:09 Eastern time, and we ended up selling them around 40 minutes later at 10:52. So not too long of a trade, even though it is on a little bit of a longer side of day trade, because it did take almost an hour. But it was a fairly easy trade because this trade was, I think it was around 1 day till expiration, so that's why they decreased so much. And so we were able to exit the trade at 0.13, so that was a 50% gain, and it netted me a total of $169. So in total, these two trades netted me around $273. And that's pretty much it for this part of the video. Now I'm going to go ahead and hop over to the TD Ameritrade chart and show you a little bit more in detail as to why I took these trades. So here's the Apple chart, and what I ended up seeing on this trade was that if you go ahead and look back about a week before I took the trade on Thursday the 15th, you can see that Apple tested the 200 area and then it just bounced off and continued its uptrend. You can see right here, kind of tested it and traded sideways, and then it continued its uptrend all the way up to 210. And so this kind of a similar pattern was playing out a couple days prior to the day I traded it. You see, Friday the 23rd, it had a big gap down that was trading around the 213 area, and then it dropped all the way down to the 200 area, and then it bounced off this, and then kind of consolidated right around here. So this is where I started to get interested in this trade, because if we go back over here, we can see that before it actually ended up gapping up again, it kind of just traded sideways for a bit. And so I saw this same price movement around the Monday the 26th, which was a day before I ended up entering the trade. You see it kind of just traded sideways in between this 204, 206 area, not really moving too much. And that's why I ended up going a little bit further out of the money, so I have a little bit more room just in case I was wrong. So what I ended up doing was I sold the 195 put, and I bought the 193.50 put. And so what that basically meant was that as long as the price of Apple stayed above 195, I was going to make money. And you can see that upon entering that trade, Apple continued to trade sideways, which in my case I really didn't care, because as long as it stayed above 195, I would make money. But it continued to trade sideways for a little bit, and then it began its uptrend, getting it high as 210 once again. So it was a very similar pattern as to the previous week, where it kind of traded sideways and then gapped up again. So overall, pretty easy trade on this one, just kind of following a pattern that played out a couple weeks prior to when I entered the trade. But that's pretty much it for this trade. Now I'm going to go ahead and explain the second trade. So this is the Tesla chart, and what I ended up noticing on this chart was that it had been gapping up quite a bit from the start of the week. You see it started off the week at around 209, and by the time it got to Thursday the 29th, which is when I traded it, it was as high as up to 222. So really big gap up on this week, almost around $15 gap up. And so going into Thursday, what I ended up seeing was that it had a nice morning gap up. However, right around midday, it started to slow down and volume dried out. You can see that the volume lines kind of just got smaller and smaller as the day went on. So less and less buyers were willing to buy at these levels. And that, along with the rising RSI, you see it kept on getting in the overbought range. That to me indicated that it was going to get rejected and it wasn't going to continue going up without having a pullback first. So I entered a call a credit spread, and what I ended up doing was I sold the 227 call. And so since these options were going to expire in one day, so the next day on Friday the 30th, I really didn't need Tesla to move a lot in order for me to make money. So what I ended up doing was I bought around the high of day, which was around I think it was around 222 and some change. And so I ended up selling within the same day once it dropped to around you can see it dropped down to around the 221 area. So like I said, I really didn't need a big move in order to make money on this play, because the options were going to expire in one day. So the options tend to move or lose value a lot quicker in this scenario. And I did give myself a little bit of leeway, because like I said, I sold the 227 calls, and so it was trading around the 223 area. So we had around $4 of leeway just in case if the trade did go wrong. And like I said, I ended up taking profit on the same day, which was a good which was good that I didn't get greedy, because you can see that on Friday it continued its gap up and it got as high as 231. It did end up ending the day at below the price of where I sold the option. So I guess we could have gotten the full premium, but that was just putting too much risk on a trade that I didn't really have to risk a lot. So like I said, it's always better to take profits when you have them than try to get a little bit more and end up losing. But that's pretty much it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next video.